What's going on, guys? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and I figured since we're halfway through the season, we would talk about Carson Wentz and whether he's having a good year, a bad year, an okay year so far, and whether the blame for the 4-5 record should go to him, whether it's a little bit, some of it, a lot of it, or all of it. I'm going to get into all that in this video. But before I do that, if you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon. That way you're notified whenever I upload a video or go live. If you like the video, smack the like button. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Carson Wentz. And also, if you have a Twitter, make sure you go to the link in the description down below. That will take you to my Twitter. So follow me there if you want to follow me on Twitter. So with that being said, let's get into Carson Wentz's stats. And we got to remember Carson Wentz didn't really have much of an offseason to work with the guys. So the start of the year was a little slower than what some would probably like. But so far this year, Carson Wentz has a 63.3 completion percentage, 2,198 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And just compared to the entire NFL, he is currently 7th in passing yards, tied 5th for touchdowns, tied 4th for interceptions, and he also is 11th in QBR. Obviously going to change because, hey, nobody played on Thursday besides us. People have to play today and on Monday. So obviously it's going to change. But as of right now, that's where things stand. And also, he is on track, if he continues to do what he's doing right now, to throw for 3,908 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Pretty good, if you ask me. So with that being said, let's get into it. Should Carson Wentz get any blame, whether it's a little, some, a lot, or all of it? Well, I will say this. I think he should get some of the blame because of the Titans game. And I know a lot of people say, well, he absolutely does deserve all the blame because they're 4-5. If he was a good quarterback, they wouldn't be 4-5. And to that, I say Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City are 4-4. We all agree that Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, maybe even the best in the league, right? Like, we all agree on that. But they're 4-4. Depending on what happens today, they could be 4-5, or they could be 5-4. Point being, they're not really much ahead of Indianapolis when it comes to the record. And yes, Patrick Mahomes has had good stats for sure, but he's also had some pretty bad stats when it came to turnovers. So, yeah, whenever I hear that Carson Wentz deserves all the blame or the majority of the blame for being 4-5, I tend to disagree with that because, hey, it's a team sport and there's quarterbacks that are considered really good that don't have the best record right now. So let's get into the first few weeks, because those first few weeks we started 0-3, didn't look good at all. But there was a bright spot on that team at that point, and it was Carson Wentz, in my opinion. Offensive line was terrible, allowing more hits on the quarterback than any other team in the NFL at that point. The run game wasn't really doing much at all. The defense wasn't really doing much at all in the secondary. And to be fair, that's continued throughout the entire year due to injuries and just people not shaping up to be what we thought they were going to be. So really, when I look at it, Carson Wentz is not the problem those first couple weeks. He played winning football. Seattle threw for over 250 yards passing. Rams, same thing. Honestly, in the Rams game, he was the one that kept us in the game. If it wasn't for Carson Wentz, we probably would have got blown out by the Rams, if we're going to be completely honest. And if Carson Wentz would have played the entire game, I think there's a good chance we beat the Rams. I think there's a really good chance we definitely do that because Carson Wentz was looking really good at that point. But unfortunately, got hurt. Jacob Eason came in there, and we know the rest of the story. And then the third game, yeah, I didn't play great per se, but you got to remember he had no ankles to run on. He felt like he was stuck in mud, but he still played pretty decently, I thought. Better than any other option we had on the team at the time. But really, I mean, when you look at the first few weeks, Carson Wentz played winning football. And honestly, I think we could have beat Tennessee if we would have ran the ball more often because Jonathan Taylor was playing well, and Carson Wentz was playing decent. We were still moving the ball down the field. So Carson Wentz, I thought, played decent for the injury, but he wasn't bad at that point. And after that, from Miami to the 49ers, Carson Wentz was great. Led the league in QBR, had 11 touchdown passes. He had no interceptions, I believe. Over 1,000 yards passing. That's good. I mean, heck, these last 4 games, the Colts have been, scoring 30 or more points, which hasn't happened since 2010 with Peyton Manning. It's pretty good too. But when you look at this team, Carson Wentz is getting the guys down the field. The connection is starting to get there. It's starting to work. So, yes, I think so far Carson Wentz deserves some of the blame. I mean, the Titans game, he was not good at all. He had that bad interception where he easily had, Jonathan Taylor wide open. He just went and threw it down the field, which caused an interception in overtime. That was horrible. Absolutely terrible. And yes, he wasn't good in that game at all. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, not good. But honestly, for me, I don't think he deserves a lot of the blame for us being 4-5. I think he deserves a little bit of the blame, sure, but not a lot of it. And that's just facts in my opinion. If the defense was better, secondary and whatnot, then I think we wouldn't be 4-5. I think we would potentially be 6-3, 7-2. Point being, I think we'd have a really good record at this point. So, in my opinion, I don't think much of the blame should go to Carson Wentz. So, with all that being said, looking at his stats and everything, has Carson Wentz been good this year? I say without a doubt, yes. Carson Wentz has been quite good this year. He's played well enough to where we could be 7-2 or 6-3 right now. For sure. Like, without a doubt. And his numbers would probably be better if the offensive line played better throughout the entire season. Thank the Lord, the offensive line is playing better now and is playing like we thought it was going to play going into the year. Like, at least that's happening at this point, which is very important as we get into some of the later games against the Bills and the Bucks and the Cardinals. But at the end of the day, Carson Wentz has been really good this year, guys. I mean, despite everything that's been going on right now, he's overcome a lot of stuff, played really, really good football. Yeah, that last Titans matchup, he wasn't great in, but every other game, he's been good. And he's been good enough to where we could win the game, without a doubt. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, if you haven't already, again, I would appreciate if you click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon. That way you're notified whenever we upload a video or go live. If you like the video, smack the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below on Carson Wentz and if you agree with me on Carson Wentz. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other 2 videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.